Hi, I'm Leslie, and we're a group of nursing students from the Medical University of South Carolina, and we're here today to show you the right and the wrong way to handle behavioral interviewing questions.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Natalie.
Hi,
Sorry
Natalie.
about the way I dressed. I just got off work, and I gotta go back. So if we could kind of, make this a little bit faster.
Well, let's go ahead and get started then. I'm Crystal, and I'm the nurse manager here, and we're looking for a new grad, so I want to know what you have to offer. I just have a couple of questions for you, if you can answer this for me in the best way you know possible, okay? All right. I need you to think of a problem patient or customer that you had to deal with on your last job, and tell me what happened and how you handled it.
Well, I guess with my last job, I just let my manager handle it. I mean, I'm not big into confrontation.
Okay. And where do you work?
I'm serving right now tables, but I've had some experience in the hospital, here and there.
Okay, then. I have another question for you. Describe a situation when you worked with a person whose personality was the opposite of yours, and how did you deal with it?
That's a really good question. I don't really work well with people who, conflict with me, but I try and stay away from those kind of people. That way I don't, get into any kind of fights or mouth off to anybody, but I personally think my personality is awesome, so I don't think anybody will have a problem with me.
Alright, so avoid situations. Okay. And one final question for you. Let's see. Describe a time when you realized that you needed to make an improvement in your communication skills, and how did you manage it?
I mean, I'm on my A game. I don't really need to improve my communication skills. I think that I can communicate very well. I mean, here I am verbalizing everything I want with with this interview, and I don't really think that I've ever had any kind of problems communicating what I need to get across.
Alright, very direct. I can see that. Alright, well, I'm assuming you need to get back to work, so
thanks.
That's all.
Sorry,
Yeah. Okay, I'll show you out.
Alright, so needless to say, that was an example of a bad behavioral interview. Some of the issues with that interview were the interviewee's appearance. Her clothing was unprofessional, her hair was a mess. She brought a Coke into the interview with her and proceeded to sip on it throughout the interview. Her body language was negative. She seemed uninterested in what the interviewer was saying, and she did not turn her cell phone off. You heard the little ring in the middle of the interview. Her phone went off. Luckily, she didn't answer it, but that's about all she did right. Her responses were also negative. She never did give a behavioral example when asked a behavioral interview question. Behavioral interviews are something that you have to go in prepared for. I mean, you do have to think about the answer while you're in there, but you have to think about it ahead of time too, so that you can answer more educationally. She also lacked eye contact with the interviewer, and she kind of made it a closed-end interview by curtailing each question and not elaborating to have more open-ended communication.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Crystal, and I'll be interviewing you today. Come on in.
Okay.
I'm the nurse manager on the floor, and I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, and I want you to give me the best examples that you can think of, okay?
Okay.
Great. All right. Think of a problem patient or customer that you had to deal with on your last job, and tell me what happened and how you handled it.
Well, I had a lady come into the ER, and she thought we weren't taking care of her very well.
Okay.
So, she kind of yelled at me, and I realized that she just wanted an apology. So I just gave her an apology, and she was happy after that.
Great. Sounds like a great way to read into what someone really needs.
Have you ever had to resolve a conflict with a coworker or patient, and how did you resolve it?
Well, one of my coworkers had a problem with time management. She was showing up late. She wasn't getting her charting done. And so I really helped her work on it, and we came to the conclusion that she would probably be a lot better on night shift.
Okay.
And she is.
Great.
She's on time.
What job was the most frustrating and why?
For a year and a half, I was a 911 operator, and I really like to help people, but it was most frustrating because I like to be hands-on, and that was just over the phone.
Okay. Yeah, definitely dealing with people over the phone is a different scenario
Oh, yeah.
than hands-on. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and the interview went really well, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Okay, great, thanks.
Thanks.
Alright, well that was an example of a good behavioral interview. The interviewee was dressed professionally, her hair was neat, her clothes were tidy. She also gave concrete, thoughtful examples in response to the questions, and she maintained eye contact throughout the interview. So we hope this video helped you in the behavioral interviewing process, and we hope that you have success in finding a job.